Hey folks, this is Jimmy on the mountain. I wanted to show you a stone or two. This is a piece of quartz I found. It's a chunk of quartz. It's a nice shape. It's not a bad size. If you look at it real close, you can see all the hammer marks. You can see this was all carved out here. It's got an edge on it. Very nice edge on it. This side's nice and flat. See all the peck marks on it. And I guess my point is it's a nice stone. It's probably used for whatever they used it for. Looks like a hunk of quartz, but it was all pecked out. Has a lot of tool marks on it. Has that really cool carving on it. Whatever that might be. Here's another stone. This one's kind of cool. And here's another stone, two more. They're both similar shapes. They look alike. One's a little different in color. It's green stone. This piece of quartz like that one. This stone, for all I can tell, is a natural stone with no marks on it that look unnatural to me. It's got the exact shape of a stone like this, which has marks on it. It has been carved out. It has a notch on the bottom. It's got the back and the front, top and the bottom. And the interesting thing about this stone is you can see the peck marks around this carving, just like that carving. This carving has peck marks around it. And you can see on the top of this stone is a skull. As far as I can tell, that's what it is. It's not big, but you would take this stone and put it on a stick, haft it, and it would be something you carry around. You'd have your skull up there. Power of the stone. And you can see all the peck marks on it if you really look at it. And this one, you can't see any peck marks. It's got that notch on the bottom. It's got the points on back and front. It's a very nice stone. It's real cool, actually. Green stone was important to the people here, and they used it a lot for things. But I can't see any tool marks on it. This piece of quartz I found. It's all polished, real nice. You can see how it was all chipped out right there. Very nice piece of stone. I keep it around because I like looking at it. The light shines through it of all different colors. There's rainbow colors in it. Windows in it. Well, that's what I wanted to show you, the tool marks on these stones. They don't look like much. You could pick them up and not really notice them, but if you do look at them, you'll see how they were worked and used. This is just one thing you find here. You know, typical everyday stone tools. And even those, the ones that were used every day and pounded and whatever they used them for, had carvings on them or petroglyphs. They did it commonly, often. It's what they did here. And sometimes when people look at these, they say, well, it can't be. I've never seen anything like that before. And, well, I never have either, but it's here. And if you think about it and look at it, you'll see that it's been all carved out. And what it is, it's some type of tool, this one anyway. And what the petroglyph is, I don't know. It's kind of cool, isn't it? Well, there it is. I believe this was carved when Mammoth walked Vermont, because I find mammoth carvings of mammoth in stones. So they knew what mammoth or mastodon looked like, and they did carve them, along with a lot of serpents. It's an interesting story. Not many people, I think, know about it, or know of it, or how to tell it, or who made these things. I think they're very cool. I just found them on my property. I wasn't looking for them, and all this stuff was here, along with all the walls and the chambers and the carins and the wells and the other things on the property, and the Indian trails, Saskatchewan trail right behind my house. I painted this painting in, well, let's see if I can see it. Should have a date on it. Many years ago. I called it the Exodus of Stones. And stones to me always had a human quality, I guess. You can see the color of them, that pinkish. They move and they have effigies in them and animals. And I never collected an artifact in my life until a few months ago. But I always had this thing about stones, and I did collect a lot of stones and minerals. And I went to a lot of Native American places out in the Southwest, in New Mexico and Arizona and places like that. Did some sweat lodges and never thought I'd be collecting or picking up things that were carved. And there's a story to be told that isn't told, that I have to tell because no one's telling it. And you can see this stone has been all carved out by someone. And you can also see these people in their weapons. How can I say it? They were frightening. I say that because I find a lot of their weapons, and a lot of them are frightening. And why, I don't know. They put some kind of power in there, I guess. The stones held power. They still do. I mean, here they are right now. What do you think about something that was created so long ago? Someone had this, used it. Someone was holding it just like this and carving out right there. Carving that out. Carving that out. For some reason, this person liked this stone, thought it would make a nice thing to carry around, and pulled this out of it by pecking around it and you can see it, peck marks. Right there, good example. Underneath it right there. Petroglyphs. It's common here, and it's unusual not to find them in stones up here. It's like people did it here. They made all this stuff, and people carried it down the river and traded it or whatever, but they made all this stuff here because there was so much to quarry, and all different types of stone, different colors and stuff. So I guess they liked quartz. Plus the place is on a ridge that looks east and west. You can see both horizons. And what that does is when they built their serpent wall and they made their alignments, they could see both horizons, the rising and the setting of the sun and the constellations. Yeah, they were doing that too. Vermont's a mysterious place. Lots of mysterious things around here. Chambers and corbelled chambers with megalith stones for roof ceilings. There's one not far from here. I could walk to it in about 2 minutes, but it's submerged. It's so old, it's in the water. And it dries out sometimes, and it goes in about a 30-degree angle in the ground, and it comes up somewhere under a mound. But it's flooded most of the time. It'll be flooded this whole year. We've had so much snow and rain. There won't be any going in there. That's pretty weird, isn't it? Well, this is Jimmy on the mountain contemplating these strange stones, and if you don't think there's anything to these, please look at them. Try to see what I'm seeing. I'm not trying to fool anyone, and I'm not trying to tell anyone something that isn't there. When I first found these things, people around me, I started to show them, and they started to see the same things I did. And when I say that's a skull, I truly believe and mean that's what that was carved and meant to be. It's amazing because you find stones like this that have the notch in the bottom. You put a stick down there, you tie it on. You can almost see where it was tied on. And this thing would have had that sticking out of the top of it. And that's just what it would. He would carry it around like that. Probably carried it against his chest. I say he because it was probably a warrior stone, or just someone who... I think everyone had one because there's so many of them here. And effigies, not effigies, but carvings. I guess effigies. Some stones are effigies. I think a complete carving, but some aren't. I could turn this around. Let's see what's on the other side. It's pretty flat on that side. Thank you everyone for watching. It's Jimmy on the Mountain. Until next time, signing out.